Welcome everybody to another edition of King's Court with JJ. An all-new episode dropping right now. We're going to be talking about sports, music, entertainment, you name it. A special guest or two may be popping in, so feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy.
Yes, we definitely have a special guest in the house today. I want to welcome a Lytle, Texas coach. He coaches volleyball, softball. He is founder and owner of the SA Sports magazine. He's been a producer on Radio San Antonio and host, and now a two-time appearance on the Wheel of Fortune. Please help me welcome Mr. Jay Tope.
What be happening?
Aha. What's going on, Jay?
It's been too long, JJ. It really has been.
It has been. And I had to have you on because I'm super excited to be talking about this topic today. Yeah. I'm so proud to say that you were on the Wheel of Fortune, which I'm jealous, by the way.
Yeah.
You won.
Well, every once in a while, good things happen.
Yeah.
And in order to be on Wheel of Fortune, there does have to be a little bit of luck. So but there's also some skill, and I'll go into detail as far as maybe somebody is thinking, hey, I would love to be on Wheel of Fortune sometime. So
okay, so let's start right there because I'm a huge game show network type person. I love the Wheel of Fortune. I love Press Your Luck and Price is Right. Those are my three favorite shows. And you just landed on the Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
So let's talk about how that came about. Because one, I'm jealous because you were on for iHeartRadio Week, which when I saw that topic, I was like, oh my God, Jay's gonna totally kill this. So one, and it said you were a songwriter. So I was like, how in the heck did Jay manage to do it on iHeart Week?
It's amazing. I had actually auditioned 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yes, and I had gone through the whole process. Here's how the process works. So, like at 1.5 million people each year go to the Wheel of Fortune website and try to become a contestant. What happens is when you're trying to become a contestant, there's a whole litany of questions that you have to go through. There's the personality thing, and me, I'm an introvert, right? But so why is Wheel of Fortune one of your favorite game shows of all time and all that stuff? And so I did my minute and a half video. But the other thing about Wheel of Fortune is they want you to be able to solve those puzzles. So there's a lot of puzzle solving that you have to do during the first time you apply.
Okay.
Send it all in. And about a month, I got a call for a Zoom. They said, hey, we want to do a Zoom with you. And the Zoom is just to kind of get to know you a little better. They start asking you questions because on Wheel of Fortune, at that time, Pat Sajak, who was the host, he asks questions and stuff like that. Can you converse or are you going to freeze up? And so that's a big thing. And then once you get past that, and then you get down to the Zoom interviews, where you're actually competing with contestants. And by that time, it's down to there's only like 10,000 people out of that 1.5 million each year that will get to that point.
Oh,
so
wow.
Then and they only take 600 contestants each year. So that's, it really is, you've got to perform. So first they see how you are competing with contestants. Then they go to you individually and they do some more testing as far as how good are you at the game. And they guess they thought I was pretty good because then they said, hey, we want you to come out in April of this is 2023. Talked to my principal and it wasn't going to happen because star testing is going on and all that stuff. And when you have that opportunity to go on Wheel of Fortune and then you can't go, it's pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah. I would bet. Yeah.
I thought to myself, that's, man, that's sad. But you can either complain or do something about it. So a couple years later, January of this year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot again. And this time things happened a little quicker, probably because I had already gone through the process. So but you still have to go through the process. So everything went well. And this time they gave me a list of dates. And I told them, I don't care, because I had a principal at this school that says, hey, whenever, just go. Because this is a once in a lifetime thing. It's always nice to have that support.
Mm-hmm.
And so this time they said, okay, they started asking all sorts of questions, and they were particularly interested in music stuff. So I told them about songwriting, my music loves, and all that stuff. And then they, when they got back to me about 2 weeks later, they said, hey, we want you out to film in March. And it's going to be a special week because it's going to be iHeartRadio week. The other thing is they said it was going to be a tournament. And I'm like, wow, I'm a music freak and I get to go on iHeart. This is great. They didn't say anything about celebrities or anything like that. I was just happy to be on the show. I bet. And then so I'll get into more details of when I found that out. But so I knew my wife was going to come with me and my daughter. So we made plans to go. And so, and Wheel of Fortune does not pay your way. You have to pay your way.
Okay.
That's something that a lot of people ask me. And you have hotel. You have to pay your hotel and all that stuff. So, but if you really want it, then you're going to do it,
Heck yeah.
And hey, the worst that can happen is, well, actually, the worst that can happen is you can embarrass yourself on that show. That was what I was concerned about.
We'll talk about the dance. It was pretty cool, but I know Linda was probably a little scared of you dancing, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Yes. I don't think scared is the word. I think petrified is probably a better word.
No
way. Yeah. So that I just didn't want to go viral for the wrong reasons. So I said, but the minimum, you can go home with $1,000. Oh, that's going to pay for most of the stuff. And I had the experience of a lifetime. And little did I know how crazy things were going to get once I got there. And we found out that, the top 3 people were going to be on the finals on Friday, but they were going to compete with a celebrity. And then that's when a couple of us contestants, we just looked at each other and say, are you reading this?
Yeah. I mean, but so they really didn't tell you it was iHeart, or did they? Did I miss that?
Oh, no, they told us it was iHeartRadio week. But that didn't mean that we were going to.
So the 2 ladies from the first episode that aired on Wednesday here, Ruby and Maura, I think. So they didn't know either.
No, nobody knew until we got there that morning. And we were, going through because you got to go through all this contract stuff, everything, the legalese. And they're going to start, getting makeup on and stuff like that. But it was while we were going through all that paperwork, and one of the other contestants, Makdas, who ended up being in the finals with me on Friday for the championship, she was the one that said, are you looking at this? And I was like, I didn't know what she was talking about. She's like, shut the front door. And we started reading this. We're like, and they didn't tell us which celebrities, but just the fact that we get to play, with a celebrity by our side. That's when things got insane. But then we said, as a matter of fact, she told me we can't be in the same episode because we both wanted to make the finals. And we wanted to experience this. So you don't have that choice. They draw ping pong balls to see who's going to be in which episode, Monday through Thursday.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yeah. And I was very concerned mainly with Maura who was in my episode, the Tuesday episode, and I was very concerned because she was killing it in rehearsals, and I was like, oh man, yeah, that I knew, and that changes the whole way you play the game. Wheel of Fortune, there's certain ways depending on who you're playing with that you got to play this way. In other words, I had to sacrifice winnings for making sure that I solved the puzzle as quick as possible, because if I give it to her, I know she was going to solve it.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of times where I had to solve stuff very quickly just because I knew that she was going to get that solved, and I couldn't have that.
Like the best seats in the house. I'm rewatching it as we're having this conversation.
Yes.
Like, when you first turn up the volume, I was like, oh my God, like I said, he's going to kill this with the music part of things. Because like you won the iHeart concert, which I'm really going to be jealous about there.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Because you won that, right? For the Jingle Bell. Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing. And of course, I want to know everything Ryan Seacrest, because this man's like a total legend.
Yes,
but,
he is.
Your total winnings were like 70,000 overall, or
yes, overall, yes,
overall. Yeah, because I see like the first show, you were at 11,000. I mean, you just killed him right away. Like I felt sorry for him in a way.
Yeah. And some people have asked me on that first episode when I went to the bonus round, I said, were you really, really upset, not just missing it, but then when he turns it over at $75,000. And I wasn't as upset as I thought I was going to be. And the reason was because, I still won 17,000. That's nothing to sneeze at. But two, they had told me before I even, had the chance to participate in that bonus round that I had already qualified for the Friday event. So I was super pumped about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would be too.
However, every time now in our household that I have to hit pause for something, my has to make some sort of a crack about it.
Oh my God. So when was this actually taped? Can you say that?
Okay. It was in early March, and they tape all 5 of those episodes for the week on one day.
Oh wow!
And those
all you did was change that nice Miami Vice jacket then.
Oh yeah, it was and that was another thing. So before I went, they want to see what are you going to take, and right away, and as they read some of the stuff, they said, well, we really like these bright blazers. And they read the fact that I was a huge Miami Vice fan, or as I said, maybe even an unhealthy obsession with Miami Vice pastel jackets. And so they said, oh, Ryan wants to know more about your unhealthy obsession with Miami Vice. So that I knew he was going to ask me about the songwriting.
Yeah, because he turned around and asked you about Don Johnson, right?
Yes.
And then you knew the answer to his favorite pet, like
yes, his pet, Elvis the alligator, and so that Ryan Seacrest, and this is something everybody needs to know. Ryan Seacrest is one of the nicest human beings on this planet.
Oh,
you would never know that he's Ryan flippin' Seacrest. He's just he doesn't seem like a guy that is as big of a celebrity and industry mogul as he is. And that was very nice to see, I was that also, I always, things happen for a reason or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And had I been on Wheel of Fortune in 2023, I would have had Pat Sajak, legendary.
Yes.
But to be there with Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White still being there. And by the way, she's an angel as well. That was just huge. I mean, that was something that happened.
I think that was meant to be for you because one, Ryan Seacrest is a music guy, and that is totally you, or producer type guy. Because I mean, how many things does he still produce and in the music business, or whether it be
Absolutely.
the Kardashians or anything else? Mm-hmm. That's just a perfect fit up your alley.
Yeah.
But, man, I swear, like, poor Ruby, it was her birthday, but she just didn't cut it. Like,
yeah. I was saved because she had that money, and then she decided to go ahead and keep spinning. I think she knew what the answer was. After all, she was in musical theater, but she went ahead. Some people, they just go too long, and then she hit that bankrupt. And again, since it's a prize puzzle, just solve it as quick as you can, because that prize puzzle is usually about $7,000, $8,000. That's going to put you into the bonus round most every time.
And you see, when you talk about that bankrupt on Friday when it aired, the final round with the celebrity, I was like, dang, Jay, like, come on.
Yeah.
And then the guy went bankrupt, and I was like, okay, Jay's got this.
Yeah.
Once he went bankrupt, I was like, okay, Jay's in control of the second episode. But, the first episode, I mean, you killed it on the event. The questions and stuff like that. Is it A Night to Remember was the last one you solved, right? I think it was. And gave you the 17,000. And then that's what kicked you to the bonus round. Is it kind of tough to, like, does your mind start thinking about those letters? Are you already trying to solve the puzzle? Like, what went through your mind during that final round?
I wasn't nervous until we got to the bonus round, and it's painfully obvious how nervous I was, because I'm stuttering, stuff I usually don't do.
Yep.
I called L twice, and
you did? Yeah.
And Ryan reminded me that L is part of our STLND, and then I couldn't think of another letter to call. And then when I'm trying to solve the puzzle, I'm still trying to put an L in there, and they're like, what is it about the letter L? Because even on Friday, I called an L almost in every single puzzle. And they said, and I guess, what's my sweetie, Linda? That's
Gotcha.
Yeah. So and like I said, I was just really nervous. But I also told myself that if I was able to get another chance at that bonus round, I was not going to mess up. And
I thought for sure in that bonus round you were going to get it, because you were right there.
Ryan told me afterwards, this is pretty good. He goes, after the show, we were done filming that show, and that's quick too. That's 22 minutes a show, and it takes them about 25 minutes to do it. There's no edits or anything like that. I mean, every once in a while they'll just do a little, minor edit, like he called 5 T's, and then they say, okay, just audio 4 T's, but little things like that. But the producers and everybody that put that show together, man, they are just fantastic. So Ryan tells me afterwards, he says, you've done radio before, haven't you? I said, yeah, I had done some radio. He says, you enunciate really well. He says, it probably cost you. He says, because if you didn't enunciate your letters and you just would have said hitting pulse, they probably would have given it to you, because it sounded like hitting pause.
See, and that's what I thought. I thought you said it. Yeah. And then I had to kind of rethink, like, did he flip it? Because it sounded like you said it. Like,
yeah.
And I just thought you said it backwards. So then I was like, well, when they showed it, I was like, man, I could have sworn he said it. So I too had to be like, well, let me rewind. But I mean, to me, it sounded like you just flipped the words backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So like I said, and so he was looking at the, because he's got clear sight to the head producer that calls it, and there's also a guy that is like the official game show person that makes sure that there's no cheating or anything going on, and he was like looking at him. He said no, and they said no. And they told him afterwards. He said no. We could hear that L, and they don't want to give any sort of impropriety or anything like that. So and then we turned it over and it was 75. I was like, oh man. But just knowing that I was going to get a chance to do, the Friday episode, still not knowing who it was going to be. So,
yeah. I want to give a shout out to Ross Davis, who's checking out our show today.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Ross, how are you? he hadn't seen the show, but he wanted to congratulate you.
Well, tell him thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he is listening in. So Ross, we miss you. I miss you. So going into that episode, I'm watching you. They're pulling the eye. You're walking over. I mean, is it nerve wracking? Like you said, you were kind of nervous, but then, like, do you already think that maybe you knew it all along, or you were still kind of hesitant
In that first episode?
in the first episode?
Yeah, no, I mean, I said, I don't know why I was so fixated on the letter L. And I was pulse hitting, I said hitting mouse and,
You pick GHOF, and of course, there's RSTLNE from them. It is
yeah.
What are you doing? And then I'm even like, I'm trying myself. And it, like I said, it sounded like you said it right there. Because even on the captioning, like, because my mom, I always watch everything with captioning. So even the captioning kind of like paused for a second. And I was like, see, he did say it. Like,
yeah,
he said it and they didn't give him credit, or what's going on,
Yeah.
But man, you were so close.
Yeah.
So,
And like I said, I mean, the thing is that I was a nervous wreck during that round, and it'd been a long time since I had been that nervous for something. But again, getting a chance to do this is one time is just incredible. But knowing that I was going to get a chance to do it again, I mean, now all of a sudden you're in the company of just a couple dozen people that have ever done that.
yeah.
So I mean, but
a two-timer on a show means you know what you're doing.
Well, what the helpful part of it was when I got to the second episode on Friday, there was no nerves whatsoever. I didn't care, who they were going to have for my celebrity. They told us beforehand who was going to be, and I was hoping that it was going to be Jason Derulo, big fan. And I thought the way I was thinking about it was that you had Andrew, maybe Andy would fit good with him. He kept on bringing up the dancing part, which and my wife was absolutely genius in that, where it says, yeah, your husband's a good dancer, and my wife and Sel are just like, no.
Oh my God.
And Ryan loved that. It's just like,
that is too funny.
So, and he kept on asking me about the dancing. He said, we're going to try to get you to dance this next time. Right. And then I thought, they're probably going to bring out Jason Derulo because that guy can dance. He's ripped. He's great shape. So that's what I saw hoping.
Jason Derulo, and I was like, oh my God. Like,
yeah,
that's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So how was that experience?
We really hit it off really well right from the get-go. First he comes out, we start talking. He says, hey, you want to know whether Jay was short for Jason? And when I told him no, it was just Jay, he was very disappointed. And he's kind of like a little kid. He talked a little bit on the air about how he used to watch this when he was a kid. And there's a part where we're getting clocked as far as we are losing, and it doesn't look like we're going to make the bonus round right before the triple toss-up. And we're in the commercial break, and he's like, I just want to make the bonus round. He's getting emotional about it, right? That's the competitiveness part of him. But also, he's thinking a little bit about his childhood and everything. And, we don't think about things, but and he had even mentioned again on the air that he was so nervous, because he says, you mean I'm going to have a chance to spin the wheel? This is like the wheel, this is like in everybody's living rooms. Yeah. So that made me feel a lot more comfortable, because I'm like, hey, this is just a person, and, he made me feel really good, and we talked about strategy. We talked about, I said, hey, just if you know it before I do, smack me on the back, and stuff like that. So we had our whole plan. He was just never smacking me.
So they could help you. They
Well,
weren't
yeah,
just
because no, it's
it was a
definitely
team thing.
a help.
Okay.
But you know, the fact is, especially with Andrew and Mektis, both of those were really, really good. I had, you know, very good competitors.
Yeah.
Both of them could have easily won. Again, there was a lot of faith that went on.
Yeah, because if Andrew doesn't bankrupt, I think it's a whole different ending.
Oh,
And that's
absolutely.
where I was like, oh my God. Like, come on, Jay, come on.
Yeah.
Gotta get it back to you. And then he went bankrupt, and I was like, Jay's got this. Jay's got this. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it took. And
Well,
sure enough,
and the triple toss up changed everything. I didn't get the first one, but the triple toss up, and for people who don't know how that works, it's usually a common theme, sometimes a common word. Okay, so when Singing in the Rain came up, and he answered that, and then that's when Jason Derulo goes over to me and he whispers, he's like, "I want to make the bonus round," and so then I knew that rain, it was something to do, you know, to do with the rain.
it's raining.
One of my favorite songs of the 80s is Eurythmics' Here Comes the Rain Again. I love that song. And so this happened to be, this is where the fate thing comes in. I have to be thinking about that. And when the blank letters come up before they start the countdown thing, I was like, oh my God. It was the same amount of letters for all the 5 words. And I said, no way, this is it. And so I let a letter go off, and I hit the buzzer when the second letter came up, and I said, "Here comes the rain again." And that's when everybody lost their proverbial stuff on the show. You had JoJo, what the? And they muted her microphone because she said, "What the F?"
Oh my God.
Jason Derulo right next to me said, "What the?" And then he goes, "This guy is an effing wizard," which again didn't make the broadcast. And then finally, all you just hear him say, you know, you see his eyes all big.
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's wizard stuff right there."
Well, I saw it was so funny when Ryan Seacrest like grabs your glasses and is like, "What did you just see?" Because
yes, he grabs my glasses, puts them on there, and he goes, "Just checking." After the for that next, you know, the next time we had a commercial break, he says, "No, really, how did you get that?" And I told him, you know, it was like, and it was just, and then I felt okay, but I still needed to get that final puzzle to make the bonus round because we were still down. And one thing that if you rewatch it, when I solve it, Andrew thinks he's won because I one letter, $1,500, but because there's 2 players, they rounded up to 2,000. Normally they round it up to 1,000. Like say if you get 450, they round it up to 1,000. Okay, because you have to win at least $1,000 per the round. But when there's 2 players in there, the Wheel of Fortune rules state that it rounds up to 2,000. So he thought he had won, and you can see him. He's like, yes. And when he sees that they rounded up to 2,000 and I win by 200 to go to the bonus round, he's not a happy camper. And
they rounded up.
Yeah. So in other words, every round normally has a minimum of $1,000. So for instance, if you get $450, which I did on one of the rounds on Tuesday, then they round, you know, so you win at least $1,000. But when there's 2 people together, like sometimes they'll have like mother-daughter week or something like that.
Got you.
So they will round up the minimum to 2,000. So that's what they did there, and that's why I was able, like I said, by 200, because I thought I got it. Jason Derulo was the one that actually reminded me about that rule. I had forgotten about it because, you know, I'm all in trying to do the game. He told me he was a numbers guy, not a letters guy. and that's when I realized, oh my God, we just made it to the bonus round. And yeah, and that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm totally sorry. I'm coughing.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm watching it, and I'm coughing. And
Yeah.
oh my God, that finals round though, like
Yeah.
you solved that pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the for the bonus round. Yeah. So, and like I said, I just felt a lot more confident. And so then I decided, okay, so I knew which ones I wanted. Once I looked at the puzzle, it looked like that was going to be some O's in there. And so I called, when I called that second vowel, it was O. But then pretty much everything came up. And then it was just a matter. But when I could figure out that the last word was Ford, there was only one thing that made sense. And so I tried to include Jason in everything. So I sit there and I said, moving forward. He goes, yeah. And so when we had the opportunity, we both said moving forward, and then we won and all the cool things. And again, my wife was the star of the bonus round when Ryan Seacrest goes over and says, you're right. He doesn't know how to dance or whatever. And she goes, don't encourage him.
Yeah. But it's also Sal's birthday, right? Or birthday week? No, this week was her birthday. So what an awesome.
So April 12th was her birthday. So it played on April 11th. So it worked out perfect.
Gotcha.
And just to have my family on that iconic stage with me was absolutely amazing, and getting to have fun with the goofy dance with Jason Derulo and Ryan Seacrest.
Yes. Because even Sal got into it. That's awesome.
Yes. It was a lot of fun. Couldn't quite get my wife to do the dance, but
no, she did a little bit. She did. I'm watching it. And then at the end, I was like, oh my God, like there they are. And then all of a sudden you ran up there and I was like, dang, like he's standing there with all those celebrities. Like that's freaking awesome.
It was because they said to just after they said their buys or whatever, they wanted me to walk over there. I said no, I'm running. So I'm running, and Ryan Seacrest is definitely a hugger, and that's great because me, I've always been a hugger anyway. So but all of them, JoJo was great. My daughter had wanted to meet JoJo forever, so that was a thrill for her. Andy Grammer, just again, super person. Vanna White. I mean, it's just. It was the next morning I woke up and I told my wife, I said, I had this strange dream last night because it really did seem like it was a dream because it was just, it couldn't have happened. It was just, everything just turned out just absolutely fantastic. And like I said, just the opportunity to be there. And then you add on that, you win, and then you get a chance to win again. I am totally, I know how blessed I am to have been through this experience.
Well, we do have some pictures. I believe this picture right here. Did you take that picture?
Yeah, that's a picture of, it's kind of if you go on a tour of the Wheel of Fortune studio, that's one of the hallways you go through.
Oh, nice.
And so I wanted to take a picture with that. That was actually after the show.
Oh, wow.
I took the picture. I just said, there's all this iconic stuff. I have to take a picture of it. And it's actually one of the producers that let me, take pictures back there. And he said, no, it's fine. You can post those pictures. Cause there are only certain things that you're allowed to post. So that was again, just iconic area.
This is iconic right here.
Again, I've been a huge, Ryan Seacrest fan my whole life. I love him as a host, but I really think he's a genius on the radio as well. And so that was just, he's just, again, just good people. And, how many people have a chance to, interact with him on this type of situation. So it was, again, unreal. And that was, of course, the puzzle that changed everything. And to have Jason Derulo sitting by my side while we're doing it, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that was I'm beyond like I'm so jealous, but I'm so happy for you. $69,350 is what you actually. So tell us a little bit. Is the wheel like really hard to spin? Like I want to know all the little secrets. Like
Well, the wheel is 2,500 pounds.
Holy moly.
So it's really, nobody's spinning that thing around the entire way. So
Wow.
they teach you how to, that's again the amazing thing. Those producers for Wheel of Fortune, they put you through and you get to do rehearsals and stuff like that. So you're totally, well, maybe not super confident, but you know what you're doing when you're up there. And so they teach you where you've got to, grab it by the spokes or whatever, by the top of them. And then when you spin it, you got to kind of push off, because if you don't push off, you're only going to go by 3 or 4 things. But that's amazing. How, again, you're looking at this wheel that you've been looking at for years and years and years and years. And I got a chance, I was watching this thing back in 1982 when Pat Sajak first came on the air. I would watch it with my mom and dad. So they're no longer here. I told that to Ryan, and I said, I just wish they could have seen it. And then he said, brother, they're watching. And, that got me all teary-eyed.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So do you guys stand on a step? Because I heard some people may have to and some people may not. And
yeah. So they have a little riser platform.
Okay.
That way everybody's kind of the same height.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, they just run a fabulous show, and like they really if they had been a bunch of jerks and stuff like that, I'm sure that there'd be, the nerves would have been a lot worse and stuff like that. But man, they just made everything so easy. I'll also tell you, I haven't given them a lot of pub, but their announcer, and they've had him on the air before, but he is hilarious. He's just a real fun guy. He comes over to where we are, because the contestants are in one part of the audience, and the family and friends and everybody else that just wanted to watch the show is in another part. Okay, and so he comes over where we are, and he goes, "Hi, everybody," and he does this kick to where it's like that Take 5 commercial where that guy just puts his stretches out. Guess I'm just gonna have to do it at home.
My God.
And so if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm plugging in my side so I don't lose us.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. So anyway, and I said, man, you must do yoga. And he goes, it's Southern California. Everybody does yoga, in that same announcer voice. Just hilarious. So getting a chance to meet him was pretty darned amazing.
Wow.
I'm again, 1 second.
Worries.
I'm just
No worries.
I am plugging this in.
No worries. I
need to do yoga.
I am so happy you were on the show. I think it was great. What was the reaction when you came back and everybody was like, Jay, you were on? I mean, how has that been? I mean, every news channel had it.
Yes.
Just about.
Well, we had to, like I said, first we had to wait until it aired because we couldn't say anything. That's always the toughest part.
Oh,
and it's really cool, especially when you're, when you're a teacher and a coach. I think that the kids were more proud of me than anybody, because, they're like, oh, Coach Tope's going to go on there. He's going to make a fool out of himself. They go on and see all these horrible viral moments, and they think that that's what I'm going to do. And so, but they were and especially, like I said, I don't live in Lytle, but I work there, and it's a very, tight knit community. And they really, really have been so supportive, because I was representing Lytle. They were also worried because I didn't do my Lytle shout out the first episode. I was told I could do it once. So when we went to the bonus round the first time on Tuesday, Ryan says, you want to do a shout out to your school? And I said, how big is that episode going to be on Friday? And he said, well, we're expecting that's going to be one of our biggest, viewed episodes in many years. I said, well, I want to do it on Friday. He says, well, the only problem is we're not going to be able to do it unless you make the bonus round on Friday. I said, well, I guess I'm just going to have to make the bonus round on Friday. He goes, I love that.
Dang.
And then I started thinking, oh no, did I blow my shit? Because one of the people in Lytle, when I saw them the next day after the Tuesday episode, said, hey, you did a great job. Where was our shout out?
Oh, wow.
And I said, all I could say at that time was, well, I'm going to be on the Friday episode. And so that was also going through my mind on when I was taping Friday's episode, because I was like, I have got to make this bonus round or there's going to be some people really mad at Lytle. And when I did, yes, I was excited to make, I was excited for the chance for redemption, but at the same time I was like, and one of the first things Ryan said was, hey, we get to do that shout out to Lytle. And I was like, yeah.
And wasn't he the one that actually brought it up kind of too?
Ryan Seacrest, if he has a conversation with you and he has to go somewhere else or talk to something, he will come back exactly where you guys were in that. He is very present in all his conversations. Another amazing thing about him. He is, like I said, he'll talk to you and we'll go through the whole, a couple of games and then go to commercial break, and he'll go right back to you and say, hey, tell me more about your dog. That just shows you what kind of, that's why he is what he is,
Yeah.
You don't get that far and treat people like garbage. And Ryan Seacrest is an angel. He's really, really neat person.
That is awesome. That's so cool. So
Yeah.
cool. Like I said, I was super excited to see you on that show. If you wouldn't have given a tease that you were going to be on the show, like I probably would have been blowing up your phone. I would have been like, while watching it, I would have probably called you 9 or 10 times, because I was like, oh my God, Jay's gonna be on it. You have no idea. And I see that Syria commented and she was like, oh my God, reunited. We're on the show today. But
yeah,
I would have texted everybody. I would have called her first and been like, are you watching Wheel of Fortune that Jay's on here? What's the deal? But I'm so glad you were able to at least tell everybody to watch.
Yeah.
Because if I would have not recorded it, I don't record it religiously. I just try to watch it. But if you wouldn't have said it, oh my God, you have no idea. How many people they go back and watch this.
Yeah, they're very good about because they want people to watch it. And Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy are the two shows that are not streaming, as far as on Hulu or something like that. That's something that Ryan is trying to fix. Because he's like, why are we missing out on all this stuff, this viewership? So apparently next year they're going to actually start that. Again, he's made some changes. He's tried to kind of pump up the excitement a little bit in the show, and it's doing really well. Their ratings are much higher than they were the last couple of years. So,
being the producer that he is too, I would think that he'd have that pull. But even looking at their YouTube, they have it all down. So.
Yeah. Well, and Matt and on social media, Maggie Sajak, Pat's daughter, does a fabulous job. So there's a couple of interviews with me and Maggie Sajak that turned out really well. And if you get her on Instagram, you can see some of those. But yeah, she's absolutely amazing.
So Pat Sajak's family still kind of does part of the show.
Well, Maggie Sajak handles all their social media.
Oh, okay.
And she, it's so funny because when you're standing right next to her, she's super tall, by the way. but you know, so she handles all that stuff, and it's kind of like, you know, member of the family's still there, you know.
Nice.
And then I guess Pat Sajak's going to get a chance to do Celebrity Wheel of Fortune one more time. He wanted, you know, that's why they're calling it the final spin.
Yep.
On ABC's
advertisement for that on ABC. Yeah. I did.
And that's good. And you know, it's so funny because you hear, you know, the internet is so bad about throwing around rumors and making it fact. Ryan and Pat get along fantabulous, and Ryan's known Vanna White for decades. So you could tell they're having a blast together. And I'm like, that is so cool. You know, it's kind of energized Vanna as well. Mm-hmm. So she's having, you know, she goes out and gets a tattoo from her daughter and all this stuff. And yeah, she got a tattoo and actually showed that to the Wheel audiences on one of the episodes that when she went out, and her daughter, who's a tattoo artist, got her first tattoo. And I was like, that is so cool.
Wow. That's awesome. You ever think you'll do another game show again?
I say never. I would love to, but I mean, if there was one iconic one that I wanted to do, that was, you know, definitely Wheel of Fortune. Like I said, I'm still kind of on the Wheel of Fortune high, so I haven't really thought about it that much. And there is some sort of a time frame where you've got to wait for a while before you can do something like that again. But hey, you know, I mean, I just turned 60 last year, and for me to get a chance to do something like that, you know, my message to everybody is, hey, you know, your opportunity is only if you actually go out and try to do the opportunity.
Exactly.
Because I wanted to be on Wheel of Fortune all my life, but I you know, didn't actually audition until 2023, you know. So go out and do something. If that's something you want to do, go ahead and at least try it, because you never know. And regret is a horrible thing. You never want to say, man, I wish I would have done this.
Yep.
Man, I wish I would have done that. And that's the way I've lived my life for many years. Is I you know, did the radio thing, you know, mm-hmm. did the sports thing, mm-hmm. Was in the Air Force, and then now doing the teaching coaching thing at a late age, you know, it kind of sounds bad, but and then, you know, doing this Wheel of Fortune thing, you know, and it's like, you know, what's next? I don't know, but all I know is I'm not going to sit around and not do anything. So, you know, we all need to go chase our dreams.
Definitely. Well, that is a dream come true for you. I can tell by the enthusiasm and everything in it. That's a once in a lifetime experience. Nobody can take that away from you. It's truly was amazing watching you representing San Antonio. You know, not too many people get to be on that show. So yeah, I mean, how many total contestants do you think really truly get to be on that show? I mean, like, it has to be what, less
well, it's 600 a year.
600 a year. And they've been on
1.5 million that apply. So that's very low odds, and it puts me, you know, or anybody that's been on that show in a very, very you know, exclusive club. And so, and like I said, and
it's been going on for what, 25 years? No,
longer than that. This is season 42 in their current format. Yeah, so season 42. So since 80, 82, 83.
Wow. A little under, maybe we'll say 25,000, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, you know, just to even think about when I start doing math, which, by the way, I'm not good at. Jason Derulo is.
So do you ever think you'll connect with Jason Derulo again?
You never know. I mean, you know, because they start going back to their lives. You know, I'm in my life. So,
like,
I mean,
did he ever say, hey, if I'm in San Antonio, boom, 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 I'll hook you up.
Well,
with
he did say that if ever we go to Miami, which is where his main hub is,
Uh-huh.
to get in touch. Whether that'll happen or not, you never know. But he seemed to have had a lot of fun. But I know how I no questioning how busy those people are. I can't even imagine the craziness that has been blowing up my phone over the past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it's like for like a Ryan Seacrest or something like that.
Like I told you, I would have been like calling everybody to be like,
yeah,
did you see that?
yeah,
Did you see Jay Tope on there? Because it was fun it was so fun to watch. Like you just killed it. And
thanks.
no offense to Andrew for going bankrupt, but thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because he made his bonus, bro. By 200, I didn't realize how close it was until you said that.
Yeah, 200. And I guess the other thing is that it's, you have that shared experience with the other contestants, and now you have friends for life.
Yeah, I was just
And
gonna ask.
Andrew will like some of my stuff. Mekdes was like, Mora. And so because again, it's that shared experience. And so it's really cool how everybody keeps in touch with each other and stuff like that. And, you get to learn a little bit more about them, through their posts and stuff. And it's really, that's kind of neat as well, getting, because they could have easily said, "Oh, you jerk, you won," but they didn't. Much like the people that put together Wheel of Fortune, you can also tell that the people, as far as did the casting, they are looking for just incredibly
outgoing,
good people.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anybody that we were like, "Oh man, that person was a jerk." They were all good people. So that was neat. And like I said, getting to know, these people and become friends with them is really neat.
Well, Jay, I'm still excited for you. I still
Thanks.
like. So the principal, everybody welcomed you back to school. I know it's testing week still, right?
Yeah, they did. They're really proud of me, and they're so happy that it is a good reflection on Lytle.
Yep.
I had so I actually had a couple coaches call and said, "Hey, it's about time we actually had some good publicity for the coaches, here, because there have been some incidents that have not been so good for coaches. So anything I could do because I know, there's so many of these coaches, they really work hard. They sacrifice so much. And it's horrible when a couple of people do some silly stuff and then it ruins it for all of them that they putting all this, hard work. So if I can give, a shining light on some of these coaches, and so they have reached out to me and been really thankful for that, which was not, again, that was kind of an unintended consequence, but a really good one though.
That's awesome. Well, Jay, it has been an honor to interview you for this. And like I said, congratulations on your big win. This is pretty cool. Like I said, it's Fiesta week. It's party time. We're getting ready to party here in San Antonio, and to be kind of celebrating this is pretty cool.
Well, it's been an honor to be on your show, and I appreciate that. That's it means a ton.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? We're like Sirius said, we're reuniting, so we gotta do another
it feels
episode.
So good, reunited because we understood.
So, for those of you who don't know, I had the honor of being a producer on Radio San Antonio with this guy as the host. And we had some crazy mornings.
We did. We really did. It was tough because, it's kind of funny how podcasts have developed, but we kind of, we were part of that.
You started it. I don't
know what I started on.
We started.
but we were, but, you know, we kind of started it. And maybe we were just a little ahead of our time, you know?
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, it was exhausting the way I tried to do it because we were traveling all over the place and it was absolutely insane. If I had ever done that, you know, if I went, you know, if I could go back and tell my younger self something, it would be, don't try to be at all these different places every day. Do it from your home, have fun with it. And, you know, but we wouldn't have had all those great experiences though. You know, somebody, Syria trying to zip up Syria and put her into a speaker case.
Yeah. Like we had some adventures. Like I think we all started it. We had some other great guests on our show and other little hosts that would pop in, and it was a fun time. And I look back on that and I'm like, man, I've been doing this a long time. Like,
yeah,
this is nothing new, but we started something a very, very long time ago. So maybe we just need to all get together again and just do it one more time. Because it was fun. It was fun. I'll tell you. Well, what did we do? Henry's Puffy Tacos, Deco Pizza.
I mean, Our Lady of the Lake.
Our Lady of the Lake. We were at
pretty much every Mexican restaurant in town.
5 a.m.
Yes.
Like, you know, we're trying to host a show here, guys. But we had our own themes. We talked about some crazy stuff. And this is exactly what I wanted to continue. And it just so happened, you know, stupid COVID hit. This is the only way I could have fun, not be at home bored.
Yeah.
So kick this show off. But, you know, I have to say thank you to you and Syria and everybody else who kind of took part in that, because I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you guys, you know, getting me first started on it. So it's crazy how we're back.
Yes, absolutely.
So
thank you so much.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, make sure you check out the King's Court with JJ YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Jay, it's been an honor. Congratulations on your big win on Wheel of Fortune. And I hope Linda gets to see you dance again, you know.
Yes. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. Right after I'm off the air, I'm going to dance just for her, just so she can tell me to stop.
And you could tell Sel happy birthday. I hope she had an amazing one.
Yes, and she said thank you, by the way.
Oh, that is awesome. I haven't seen her in a long time. And it was great seeing them as well on the show. And you could tell how proud they were of you. So that should be a proud papa moment, that those looks and those celebrations were you were able to share that with them as well.
It wouldn't have been the same without having them there. And, you know, and you know Linda well enough to know that this was not her idea, but she sees the moment. And
hey, heck yeah, I would too. I hope you took them out to a good dinner in LA and treated them right, though.
Yeah, we actually did. Well, at Olive Garden, it was Olive Garden because it was the only thing that was open. Well, not the only thing that was open, but we were so exhausted after that, and we just want to go someplace close.
Okay, so I just thought about that question. Sorry. So you said you were there, you tape everything in one day, right?
Yes.
So you had to wait till everybody else's episode. Did you get to watch it to know?
Yes. So you're watching, you're cheering them on, you're clapping and everything. We're part of the audience.
Oh.
And that's a thrill. You know, the next time we go there and I know there's taping going on, I want to go watch a Wheel of Fortune taping, because not just because I was on it, but just because it's a lot of fun. If you ever have a chance to go on a Wheel of Fortune taping, you know, because they say if you want tickets, you can plan ahead, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, you know, to have Ryan Seacrest go up and he goes up into the crowd and high fives people and stuff like that. I mean, and the whole thing, you know, just watching it being put together, it's a lot of fun.
So does the audience that is not or you say you guys were all in the audience, so the family and friends are on one side, the audience that goes and watches it, do they get to watch multiple episodes or just one and then they switch?
No,
off
they can. I think most of them they were there for because like I said, it only takes about 25 minutes to film each episode. Then afterwards there's the whole, there's a little bit of space obviously in between the episodes because they got to change everything up. I'd make sure everything's running and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say there was a little break, for lunch in between episode 3 and 4. And then, like I said, we had 4 and then the championship episode. So yeah, most of those audience people were there for the duration.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I would want to go see that too. That would be
It's
cool.
definitely one of those must-see things. You have to go through there because it's not like I've heard, from audiences that go see sitcoms and it can be very long and drawn out.
Uh-huh.
This is a much quicker paced thing, and I think it's because of that, it's a lot more enjoyable from an audience standpoint.
Nice. Well, yeah, definitely gonna go check that out. And I was just in LA not too long ago, but I never would have thought to go to Wheel of Fortune or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on my bucket list.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Hey, and be a contestant. You would be a great contestant at Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, I don't know about that, Jay. I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, give me Pressure Luck.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. No whammies. Come on. Yeah. That's my show right there. Or Price is Right, and I would die if I could play Plinko. If I could play that, that I would be in heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven. You have no idea.
Great. Yeah. I don't know what I'd ever want to be on Price is Right or not. But that's a game where you definitely have to bring that personality.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I heard you gotta dress up for the occasion, have a spontaneous shirt for them to pick you. And
oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta be different.
Yeah.
You gotta be different.
Definitely. Well, I'll try. Maybe. Maybe I'll put it on my bucket list. I don't know. I would be a little scared though, in a way.
No, you do great.
Coming to the betting. The betting. I'd always bet $1, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Jay, thanks for stopping by.
Anytime.
It was an honor to have you.
Oh,
and
thanks.
Everybody watching, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more special guests coming up soon. Goodbye, everybody.